Excited to welcome my top player in 2022, and our prolific prep, Jordan Pope. What's happening, my guy?
What's good with you?
Not much, man. Well, being a part of 2022, man, you've been able to have coaches now start contacting you for about a month now. What's it been like? What's the recruiting process looking like for you right now?
It's been slow, but at the same time, it's been pretty all right, I guess. There's been a lot of colleges that gained interest and start are gonna start recruiting me and looking to me next year, and yeah, really that's it.
And we'll get into college in a little bit, but you took kind of a different route. As a freshman, you decided to take a route, go to prolific prep, not necessarily having the starting role. You got a little smaller role for yourself, go behind Amari Burnett, Jalen Green, and learn from those guys and play on the grind session. What went into the decision to go there as a sophomore?
Um, Before I transferred, me and my family had discussions about my future and stuff like that, and we just came to a conclusion that playing behind two of the top guards in the country was going to better me as a player and develop me more than any other school. So in the end, that was just obviously the best option.
And so you as a sophomore last year, you still got some good minutes, playing the grind session. But I think the biggest thing of growth for you is probably just playing against those guys every day at practice. Take us through this practice. What was that like just going up against those guys every day?
I mean, it was great. Every day we competed. Everyone was competitive. We all battled. We all made each other better. So like, every day it was like a real game. All our scrimmages were real game, score, all that stuff. So we're like locked in, and we just iron sharpen iron. So I mean, we're better. What much more can you ask for?
And being around those guys, you got to see Jalen take his route. You saw Namar go through his recruiting process. Coleman, Saba, all those guys go through the recruiting process. Now, as you start to go down yours, what's some of the tips and advice they've given you as you prepare for yours?
Main thing they told me is always bleed my gut and always like just when it comes to major or whatever, when that time comes, just make sure you feel at home and like it's a family and everything's genuine because you don't want nothing snaky or like backstab to happen. So just stay tight with your circle and just rely on your gut, etc.
And you personally, what would you say is the biggest thing you grew on over the past course of the season and quarantine time?
I've been lifting a lot more, lifting more weights and just doing a lot more body workouts and just getting stronger because there's a lot of big people out there and a little guard like me is gonna need to be able to get stronger. To when I get into the paint, there's trees that's all in the paint. I'm gonna have to be able to take hits, take bumps, and be able to still perform at a high level.
And you had overtime following you guys around all last year, having that kind of media attention, having the high profile guys around you all the time. How'd you get adjusted to that? And how'd you kind of learn from that?
Um, it was weird not weird, but like it was different at first because I've never been in any type of environment like that or situation, so it was all new to me. But then after a while, I obviously got used to it, and it was like super fun having cameras follow us, follow our journey, and I mean, it's the lifestyle that every high school player want to be on.
We saw a lot of funny moments from the cameras, from the show. What would you say was your favorite memory from the season?
My favorite memory from the show is probably when me and Coleman and Amari went horseback riding.
Absolutely. And Napa is a place that's a really small community. Not a lot of people around you. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. What's it like just living in that area?
Um, I mean, Napa's quiet. It's small. All the people are nice. It's not too much going on. Everyone like knows each other because how small the city is. So I mean, like, really, what you do every day, like you're gonna be on a schedule every single day. You're gonna be doing the same thing every day because there's not too much that goes on in Napa. So you gotta be able to be locked in and be able to just have those boring moments. I mean, feel like it.
And so last year, you guys go to the grind session, do your thing, and you guys go to the playoffs. And that was a crazy situation. A couple of games got a little different, heated in those moments, but also you guys dealt with the COVID pandemic, coming close to almost shutting down the entire season for you guys. What was it like kind of finishing up that season and winning it in kind of just a couple of days?
In the playoffs, it was like in that time period, it was tough because that week we're supposed to play one game at a time, like per day, and then it got bumped up to having 2, 3 games a day, and obviously it's gonna be hard on our bodies and hard mentally and all that type of stuff like that. So once we won and like we beat all the teams and won the Grand Slam championship, we all felt like a relief was lifted off our shoulders, and like it was time to relax and gladly we're able to win the championship.
Absolutely. And to be able to get that championship, know that you're a grind session champion, what did that feel like? Just take us through what the moments were like after you guys won it.
It was like we was having so much fun. We were all super excited. What we dreamed of all year. That's what we grinded for. That's what we worked for. That's what we bled for. Like all that. That's the end goal we wanted. So when it happened, we all felt like super satisfied. And then obviously after that, we had got into Geico. So we thought there was more after that because the pandemic happened. So it was over with for that. But I mean, we were all grateful for being able to win the Grind Session Championship.
And a lot of people kind of were surprised to see Prolific, those that don't know the exact rules about it, because California teams typically don't go to Geico. They're not allowed to have an opportunity. You guys were one of the best. You're going to go up against Montverde in the 1 versus 8 seed game. How excited were you guys for that, and just to know that you guys were going to possibly be a part of Geico?
We wish so much that game was going to follow through, because that whole year we thought we were the only team that can beat Montverde. We thought we were a team that can give Montverde some competition, and we want the world to see it, and we was just going to put on a show. So hearing that we got into it, we were all excited, and we were like, yes, one more thing after the grind session. Let's prove one more thing to the world. So then when it didn't happen, we were just a little bummed out because it could have been a game for the ages.
And that's something I think is key, because Montverde, they played pretty much everyone besides you guys, and they were undefeated. They were destroying almost every team. You guys have a load amount of talent. Most important, you guys have that dog mentality in you guys. How were the game going to go down? I mean, how far do you guys think you guys could have went in Geico?
I think we could have won it, in my opinion. And especially if we beat Montverde, everyone would have been like shocked, surprised. Everyone would have been like scared of us, basically. So if we would have got rid of Montverde first round, I don't think any team after that would have stood a chance.
Couldn't agree more, man. You guys had Coach Fuka at the helm last year. Him as a coach, what was he like? What was your bonding relationship like?
I really like Coach Joey. Me and him have bonded and had a relationship even before Prolific. But at Prolific, I mean, he was nothing we couldn't ask for. Like he grew with us. He bonded with us. He was like, sometimes he act like a little kid with us sometimes, and so like it was good to have a coach that's like big on personality and like having relationships rather than just being a coach to the team and like trying to tell us what to do. So I feel like that's what made us more of a family, and the reason why we went 31-3 in my opinion.
And so you guys have a lot of change. You're still on this roster. It's going to be a lot more opportunity for you now. You're going to be one of the main guys, but there's a lot of changing. A lot of guys left to go to college. You're staying there. A couple of guys transferred in, but another coaching change has happened now. You have Coach Phelps now coming in. What's your thoughts on this move, and have you got to know Coach Phelps yet?
I haven't got to know him much, really. We've texted a few times. We're going to meet soon, but I think it's great. I think we're going to have a fun time. I think we're going to have a great season, and I don't think it's anything we're going to regret. And I think he's a perfect man for the job.
And he's a guy that's been a college coach. He's done what you ultimately want to do. He's coached at that level. How excited you kind of learn from a guy that's been at the helm of a program in college?
I can't wait, because that could be one of the greatest minds that I've been around in terms of basketball IQ and college IQ, and that's what I'm trying to get. So having a coach that's been there, been to multiple different colleges, can really give me a feel on how the game is supposed to be played and what not to do and what to do, and just how to win and succeed playing this basketball.
And on the other hand, as I said, you guys have a lot of movements coming in transfer-wise. You guys have a trio now, really elite 2022 guys, you, Arterio, and Kamari. Before we talk about Nathan, though, just you three, how excited are you guys kind of have that three-guard lineup?
I can't wait. We're going to have a lot of fun. I've already talked to them and met with them and just talked a lot about everything we're going to do. And I think we're going to shock the world. We're going to be exciting to watch, in my opinion, with how I play, with how Arterio plays, and obviously having a slasher like Kamari and a shooter it's going to be fun to watch.
And things can obviously shift, but as of right now, you guys can be there for 2 years together. How much do you guys think this can accomplish over the next 2 years?
Yeah, I think since we have 2 years together, we're gonna obviously I think we're gonna win this year, and then next year our 2022 class is gonna be insane. So I think sky's the limit for us. Really, we can do whatever we want. We're gonna go as far as we take them.
And as I said, there's another big addition. He's not 2022, 2021, but he's an elite big man, possibly if not the best big man in the entire country, Nathan Bittle. How excited you have a guy like 7 foot that can do what he can do?
I'm excited, man. I've played with good big men. Like last year it was Coleman and Frank and Saba. But him, what they say, he's top 10. I've never watched him play, but I really believe in what everyone is saying, and I think it's gonna be a crazy year for all of us.
And there's a lot of the guys like you. I mean, you probably had the biggest role of the guys returning for next year. There's a lot of guys that people didn't get to see a lot of that will be on the team still for next season. Who do you kind of also expect to kind of step up next year?
I think our center that was a sophomore last year named Muhammad, he's had tremendous growth. He's been working, grinding, getting dirty for it. So I really think he's going to show the world why he should be considered one of the best big men in the country, one of the best big men on the planet. In my opinion, that's who I think will have the biggest transformation from last year.
Now, being prolific prep, and there's a lot of shift going on. COVID's constantly changing things every day. But a lot of people are still saying that there could be a couple more moves coming in for prolific. Will there be some more big-time guys coming in?
I think so. I'm not going to say too much, but just everyone should know that we're going to remain one of the best teams in the country, if not the best.
I think when you look at it, I mean, it's kind of lining up. You guys are going to be up there again. Montverde and IMG are putting together typical year rosters. If you guys can have that rematch now against Montverde, not the same players, but just have the two teams up against each other, how excited would you be for that?
It'd be fun. I mean, the fans didn't get it last year, so if we got it this year, I think the fans will get some type of satisfaction. And also as a player, it'd be fun. Two great teams competing and grinding and just battling. It'd be one for the ages.
Couldn't agree more, man. I want to talk about one other game. I mean, we know obviously the tragic thing. I know Kobe had a big impact on your life, and when that obviously happened, a lot of stories occurred from what results after the days after that. You guys had that game in the grind session, and Jalen went off. What was that game like? What was it just being a part of that?
It was crazy because before the game, because Kobe was 41, right? Before the game, Jalen told me he was going to get 41 for Kobe. I was like, "Hey, do it. That'd be crazy."
Mm-hmm.
And then just being on the court, watching him obviously do what he can do, it's just crazy how he just said he was going to do that, and then he just went out there and easily did it. So just being a teammate of his and just being front row, it was crazy.
And we hear the stories about some of the best out there that can have the mentality that just go out there, say something, and they make it happen. What's different? What do you see changing a guy like Jalen? What changes mentally for him when he just goes out there and does something like that?
I mean, he stays the same. He's always the same player, same person. It's just when he gets going or when he's on a mission or whatever, like if he's plotting, just know like there's nothing or no team can do to stop him. And he's just, I mean, obviously he's the number one player in the country. He's gonna do him.
Couldn't agree more, man. Now, on the other hand, AAU, that's something I know everyone obviously looks forward to as well. Not really happened too much for the West Coast side. You are really still going to run Team Arsenal, though. Why'd you want to run with them?
Because the director and my coach, KP, he's helped me get where I am today. He helped me get to Prolific. He helped me get the offers and interest that I have. So I felt like I should stay with him and not like choose up or try to listen to the hype or go follow the hype. I should just stay with my team and be loyal and just get it out the mud.
Absolutely. And you're talking about those guys. You're playing with Prolific. You're playing with these guys on Team Arsenal. Just friends you also know. They're elite guys. Is there anyone you could see yourself possibly team up with at the college level that you think you play really well with?
My Arsenal team, I think Jalen Thompson. I think I could play with him in college. And then obviously at Prolific, I'm gonna grow with some of the 2022. So by the time we're seniors, teaming up with them in college wouldn't be a bad decision. I'll be all in for it, but time will tell.
Who would you say are the schools showing the most interest at this point?
Cal, Oregon State, Arizona and Arizona State, and San Diego State. I'll say are like the most. Oh, and St. Mary's. We're probably showing the most interest right now.
There's a lot of schools staying close to the West Coast, either in California or close to it. Is staying relatively close to home any kind of importance to you?
A little bit. I think I do want to stay a little close to home, but as of right now, I'm not really sure. But I mean, yeah, it's whatever school gives me a chance and just gives me an opportunity to go play and fulfill my dream of playing college basketball, then I'll be willing to do that. But yeah, staying close would probably be a ideal move for me.
And for coaches and fans that haven't got to see the full Jordan Pope of being a starter, doing his thing, what is that? Tell us what you can do and what full Jordan Pope is.
Yeah. people last year didn't really get to see the full me or like my full skill set because obviously the skill talent we had and certain players we had. But for people who don't know how I play or what I can do, I'm a really good shooter off the dribble, a really good point guard, passer. People are gonna have to guard me once I get pretty much past not past half court, but like when I get close, they're gonna have to guard me tight because I can shoot it really good. But what people sleep on, I can really get to the basket and show my touch around the rim and my floaters. In my opinion, I usually get my shot blocked. So I think people are gonna have to start respecting that more. But for people out there, just know I'm a all around player and I could really do whatever I want.
Who would you say are some guys that you either model your game after, or at least guys that you kind of see yourself play a lot like that's in the NBA today?
Uh, well, a lot of people say I play or I remind them of Steph Curry, Trey Youngish type players, just given my ability to shoot the basketball and dribble. So I watch a lot of Steph, so I have to say Steph.
For sure, man. A couple more things before I let you go. One is you obviously did cut the hair a little bit. What went into that?
Nah, it was nothing. I just wanted to restart, get something new. I had the curls, long hair for a while. Just wanted to, I don't know. Just once I cut it, I feel like I was a new person, just to restart.
For sure, man. And one of the things I would like wrapping up with is talking about building a legacy for yourself. And that's something that everyone wants to do in all aspects of life. So when you are done playing basketball, what do you want to be remembered for, and what do you want your legacy to be, what you accomplished both on and off the court?
When the ball stops bouncing, I want to be able to know that I change people's lives in terms of like being a role model or like inspiring people, motivating people, and just showing that hard work can pay off and dreams can come true no matter what happens, just as long as you put the work in. And and then for basketball, hopefully, become one of the best point guards of all time, and just a bunch of stuff like that, and just be super successful in terms of having all the accolades and just being a people's person, just being a great role model at the end of the day.
Absolutely, man. I know you obviously had to go through stuff earlier in your life with your mom. Kind of talk about that. How has that impacted you, and how have you kind of been able to go put on a show and play for her?
Means a lot. Because I didn't really get to know my mom like that. She passed when I was 3. So I mean, basically my whole life I haven't had my mom. So just having that frustration, obviously, of how life works and just being angry, I just take it all out on the floor into my workouts and just never be lazy. I always never settle for less. Just always want more. Never be satisfied. And just because of her, I carry that chip on my shoulder. And then because of her, that's why I play with that passion. As for every kid should who's lost a parent or a close family member or anything like that.
And as you just mentioned, the role model aspect, that's something that obviously kids grow up not having moms, a lot of them out there. How do you kind of help, especially those type of kids that are young and trying to grow up without a mom or without a parent?
I really hope that happens because me, it's been hard. So if I make it and make my dreams come true, I want to let kids know that's coming up. You don't really need your parents. You can put your mind to whatever you need. To whatever you want, and just that like they'll always be there for you. So like whatever you do in life, just do it for them and just make them proud. So that's the message I hope I can pass off to the younger generation.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on again, my guy, and look forward to seeing what God's got next for you, bro. Of
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
course, man. You're always welcome on, man. God bless.
Yes, sir.